Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios, and I have decided to get rid of the green screen and finish up what I've been working on back here. This is going to be my backdrop for the most part. I may change it here and there, but I figured the green screen I was using in my previous videos were kind of boring, not really a background worthy of a return. Plus, I just didn't have the ability to light it the way I wanted to actually like use it to shift between backdrops. But the main reason I'm making this video is because I've decided after 986 chapters of reading One Piece that I should take a moment to start giving my thoughts. So as you can see, I am not wearing a hat because I've decided to throw mine into the ring. And with that, I'll start with the chapter. So the chapter is titled My Name. At least that's how it's translated in the Viz manga version. I'm going to be using the official translation for English. The chapter starts off with the Red Scabbards all finally coming together. The Kinemon and Denjiro are both very shocked to see that Izo is here. I'm interested to see that the first major battle of the raid, which was the Scabbards versus Kanjuro, it was ended off screen for the most part. I mean, we saw the start where Kiku charged Kanjuro and, took a first slash, but after that, it's just Kanjuro dead on the ground. So I'm going to guess he's not dead. A lot of people are guessing that already, I assume. It's sort of the similar scenario to my thoughts on Kaido and Orochi last chapter. So for those of you who didn't read last chapter, big spoiler, but Kaido lopped Orochi's head off and basically told all his subordinates, either join me or die like your master. And as we see the result of that decision in this chapter, all 5,000 ninjas, all 5,000 of Orochi's remaining samurai, they're all like, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's join Kaido. Let's conquer the world. You can see Old Man Hyo in the audience. He's not happy because, they've all surrendered their samurai honor. He's held back by a couple guys, but it's interesting. It's cool because you have all these people in the audience, and as we saw a couple chapters ago, Robin, Jinbei, Hyo, all of them, they've all made their way into the middle. They've taken over. They know what they're going to do. They're actually following the plan, unlike certain people, such as such as Luffy. It's interesting. Luffy wasn't the first person to charge in, but as usual, Luffy was the first person to break strategy. So Luffy finally took the handcuffs off of Yamato, threw them away. They actually exploded, causing a pretty big explosion, mind you. Probably would have killed him. And Yamato basically decided Kaido is no longer dad. He's no longer my dad. He is a terrible person. I'm going to help you kick his butt. The two of them are charging towards, and Luffy says, well, we got here, but we're not the first ones to start this fight. And with that, as soon as Luffy says it, Kaido turns around, door smashes open, there's the Scabbards, they charge him, and in a brief moment, King's sword gets shot out of his hand by Izo, Kaido's club gets knocked out of his hand by Nekomamushi, and all the Scabbards just come on down towards him. And he gets this brief moment where he's like, Oden? Is that you? And then they all take their big attack. So that's how the chapter ends. I've been saving this for last. The biggest part of this chapter, hence why it's titled My Name, is on the execution platform, Kaido gives Momonosuke a choice. He says, hey, little kid, 20 years ago, before you jumped in time, I asked you a question. I said, what is your name? And you didn't answer me. So I'm going to give you chance number 2. Answer me, and I'll let you go. As long as you lie. As long as you tell any name that isn't Oden, tell me you're not a member of the Kozuki clan, and I'll let you go. All you gotta do is lie. And Momo sits there and he thinks about it, and it's a tough decision, He's only He's only 8 years old. I mean, imagine you're a little kid. You're just a little kid. Your home was burnt to the ground. You've traveled from island to island, and every island you've gone to, somebody wants to murder you. Horribly. This is a torturous experience, and all of a sudden you're just given an instant out. You're told, hey, it's over. All you gotta do is just say, your name's Kevin. And that's it. And he doesn't. He sits there, he thinks about it, and he says, my name is Kozuki Momonosuke, which translated means the peerless one, as the Viz manga translates it to. And I will be king of the pirates. No, I will be the shogun of Wano. And then with that declaration, Luffy and Yamato show up, the Scabbards show up, Zoro, Law, Eustace Kid, they're all fighting somewhere else. They all land, their strikes and stuff, and that's the raid has officially begun. Starting next chapter, it'll be real fighting, I assume, and we're gonna see people whip out abilities, and I'm sure there's gonna be tons more Smile Fruit users. I would like to see if maybe without the cuffs, maybe Yamato has a Devil Fruit, and that might be one. Like, I understand the exploding cuffs were like the main reason that Yamato stayed in Wano on Onigashima, but I would like to see if they have a Devil Fruit, and maybe that's the reason. Well, oh no, hang on, I answered my own question, because unless Luffy's hockey is so good that he can break Sea Prism, those had to be normal cuffs. So I'm gonna say no, Yamato does not have a Devil Fruit. Although that could result in the Snow Fruit theory that everybody wants for Carrot. But anyways, so other little things that, well, other smaller things that happened during this chapter. Big Mom has finally made it to the execution platform. She's there on she's below the performing stage. Like, Kaido's up here, she's down here. And she has captured Nami. That's not good. She's got Zeus back. Nami's captured by some homies. Carrot's captured by some homies. If I assume Jinbei and Robin are going to do something about it, because Luffy is way too focused on Kaido, and Shinobu left Nami to go save Momo, which now she's going to be reunited with the Scabbards, which they're not really 9 anymore. It's more of like, well, I guess with Kanjuro down, so back up 1 with Shinobu. So they're like the 10 Scabbards now, which is fine. Momo should try his best to be at least 1 better. But going back to what I was saying earlier, I think the biggest implications here with Kanjuro on the ground and Orochi's head cut off and on the ground, I think Kanjuro and Orochi made, with Kanjuro's Devil Fruit, they made copies, ink copies, and left them in those respective spots so that when they lost in battle, everyone would think they were dead. Kanjuro may come back to fight. Orochi's probably going to go hide in a corner, especially after seeing what Kaido did to him. Because I'm sure that doppelganger was not to protect himself from Kaido. It was probably to protect from the Kozuki family coming to kill him, as his paranoia has been constantly nagging at him about. But now after seeing that, it's definitely going to be I have to get out of here. Nobody here is my friend anymore. Especially considering how quickly all of his men changed their allegiance. There's no one loyal to Orochi. I think we can all agree on that. So the other, let's see, is there anything else? I suppose in terms of things that happened, kind of a shorter chapter, but they were big things. And that's why I felt this, right before the official raid, this would be a good time to finally step in and say my thoughts. So to end things off, the cover story that's been going on for a while now, it's probably got 1 or 2 more pages in it, Unless that was like the penultimate one and the next finale is just like Beige and his crew sailing off into the night while Pound is on like a small rowboat chasing after them. I don't really see that happening. But and then Eneru comes down from the moon. But no, so thank you for watching. I will try my best to do this next week, a little closer to the actual release of the chapter. So I will catch you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.